What is up, Yakusaki gang? Back with another Genshin Impact tips and tricks video. In this video, I'll be teaching you things you need to know in Genshin Impact. If you're watching this video in 2025 or later, welcome to the channel. Give it a like and subscribe if you enjoy videos like these. Whether you're brand new, a returning player, or an active player, everything in this video will be helpful to you and everybody else in the Genshin community. With that out of the way, let's get straight right into it. Number 1 on the list is co-op with other platforms. Whenever you're playing co-op in your world or in another player's world, you will encounter some players that have a blue username next to their nickname, either above or below. Those types of players are on the PS4 and or PS5 consoles, whereas PC and mobile players do not have that feature. Majority of you probably know this already, but if not, now you know the next time you play co-op. Keep in mind that loading times for PS4 players vary from 8 to 20 seconds due to the console's SSD drive. Any longer than 20 seconds, it's most likely a connectivity issue to join in. So please be a little bit patient with PS4 players joining in the process. Same goes for PC and mobile players. Number 2 on the list is enemy buffs scaling in domains. I know a lot of players who play this game may not know about this. Any domain you're doing in co-op, even if it's world bosses, the enemies in the domain have another buff added by Hoyoverse or MiHoYo since launch. The buff included is HP and attack percentage, and how this works depends on the number of players there are in the player's world or in the matchmaking. For an example, if there's the host and one other person, then the enemies will have a 25% increase for their HP and attack. If it's 3 players, it will be up to 50. If it's 4 players in a domain, then it will be scaled to 75%, depending on the level of difficulty the host chooses for that domain as well. So for an example, a level 90 domain with 4 players, basically up to 75% increase of the enemy's HP and attack. So if you're wondering why some enemies one-shot you, like in any domain in co-op, like for artifacts or for like talent materials, even world bosses, there's your answer. Because you have more players in the matchmaking, and that concludes where your enemies are also being buffed, and that's why you're getting one-shotted, bro. Like, seriously. Like, come on, man. Like, what is this? Number 3 on the list is Ningguang's secret normal attack. There's a secret trick that a lot of people don't know about Ningguang's normal attack. Whether you have Ningguang as a main support or sub DPS, this trick will make you like Ningguang even more. If you have a controller, then all you need to do is push your left analog stick in any direction and just spam your attack button fast, and you will see Ningguang's normal attack going almost 2 times as fast than just attacking while stationary or while Ningguang is just standing still. You'll see the big difference. This also works for mobile players as well. Use the direction pad on the bottom left of your screen and spam the attack button on your right. If you're a PC player using a keyboard, let me know in the comments if this trick works out for you, depending on how your keyboard binds is. Otherwise, you can use a controller and it should work for you as well. Number 4 on the list is BEP tasks after current battle pass ends. Usually around 2 to 3 days before the next update arrives in Genshin, the Battle Pass tab disappears when checking your profile menu or on the shortcut wheel. That's okay, because you can still do your BEP tasks even if it's not on the profile menu or on a shortcut wheel. Whether you have resin or not, any BEP task you do, such as lane line outcrops, elite bosses, artifact domains, or trounce domains, all of that will count towards the next battle pass when it is renewed with a new update. It's basically a win-win situation because you're giving yourself a head start for the first week of that battle pass. To make this trick even better for you is to forge 20 enhancement ores and have the realm coins in your Teapot world on hold until the battle pass is available. That way you can collect both of them on the same day. Number 5 on the list is collecting fruits and hunting food materials. Whether you're collecting sunsadias, apples, or lavender melons on trees, there are a few tricks to collecting them in a more easier way. One of the methods is using characters such as Sayu. By using and holding Sayu's elemental skill, you have an advantage to collect those fruits off the tree one by one with ease. Not only that, this also works for collecting berries and other fruits on ground level in different regions such as Sumeru, Natlan, and so on. Do you also sometimes hate when a certain animal you're trying to hunt for just runs away from you? No worries for that. Sayu's elemental skill will also work for hunting small animals on ground level across Teyvat. For the boars, it'll cancel Sayu's elemental skill when approaching one, but it can still get the job done. However, if you do not have Sayu, then using any bow character such as Amber, Kole, Ganyu, or Fischl can be an alternative method. Using Ganyu will make hunting easier, especially if there are more than one group together. Sorry Ganyu, we need the food materials. By using a bow character, you have an advantage from short to long range, so you can basically just shoot arrows at the tree as the fruits drop one by one, and you can collect them in that way. Number 6 on the list is Sayu's elemental skill, and this is a follow-up for it. We now know that Sayu's elemental skill is super useful for collecting fruits on trees and hunting animals on ground level. So what's another trick that Sayu has that makes it even more broken? Since Sayu is an Anemo character, and Anemo characters do throw reaction, Sayu can use her elemental skill to fuse another element and do damage with that element to any enemy, no matter how many they are in domains or while exploring across Teyvat. A perfect example to showcase this trick is by approaching these 3 Abyss Mages in Liyue. Here in this clip, I'm using Sayu and approaching the Cryo Abyss Mage to fuse Cryo with the elemental skill. After fusing the Cryo, I then go towards the Hydro and Pyro Abyss Mage to apply elemental reactions on the mages to break the shields. You will have enough time to dodge their attacks if timed correctly as well. And by doing this is super helpful. You can even use Sucrose, Kazuha, or almost any Anemo character for these throw reactions. So this is really helpful. Number 7 on the list is players idling in co-op. There's a time where you join another player's world and one person is AFK or idling in general. Do not get upset if the person is AFK or idling for too long, because you can use this as an advantage to finish any remaining BEP tasks you have left as you wait for them to return. For an example, if you're in the process of finishing your weekly missions at the last minute, let's say on a Sunday, and you happen to be in a situation, then you can consider it as a great opportunity to finish those weekly missions in co-op, no matter the world level. Not only that, but also a great opportunity to keep yourself occupied as you wait. However, if the player is idling way longer than you expected, then you can simply leave and join another player's world to do domains or anything else that you want to do, and continue doing your weekly missions from there. Number 8 on the list is collecting 10 plus mining materials daily. If you are someone who does not want to go through the hassle of mining 10 crystal chunks, iron chunks, or any other mining material every day for the daily mission, then this trick will save you plenty of time. Simply go to Kasserine in any region across Teyvat and select Dispatch Character on Expedition. After selecting that option, use any one of your characters to go explore for the white iron and crystal chunks. By doing this trick, It will save you time for the daily mission of mining 10 items every day, and it only takes one character to collect 10 plus mining materials from one exploration as well. Having Bennett, Fischl, Chongyun, Kuching, and Kujosera will help reduce the time to complete by 25% if you have at least one of them to make it easier. And also what's even better is you can choose the 8-hour expedition, so it could drop that by 25%, and that way you have more time to collect it in a legitimate faster rate. Number 9 on the list is completing 15 domain challenges legitimately fast. No matter what world level you're at in Genshin, completing 15 domain challenges has become easier than ever. Simply go to the Spiral Abyss in your world and select the first stage and continue from there until you reach floor 5-2. For those who unlock the Spiral Abyss at AR 16 or above, just stick to the first 3 floors, back out, and then repeat it again until you complete 15 domain challenges for the weekly mission. At the same time, you should stick to the floors you're comfortable with so that in the future you can build your characters and can always come back. Number 10 on the list is Serenitea Tea Pot World. Majority of you may know about this already, but for those who does not know this little trick, this could come in handy in the future. After completing the things you finish in your Teapot world, simply open the map and then teleport to anywhere you would like to go. And doing this little trick will save you a bit of time rather than opening the inventory tab, scrolling the gadgets, and then you just exit your Teapot world. Even if you visit another player's Teapot world, this trick can also be done the same way as you would in your own Teapot world. So once again, all you need to do is just open the map and then find a teleport waypoint, and then boom, you are back into your world. Number 11 on the list is counter-attacking Mitachurls with shields. Here's a counterattack you can all do if you happen to fight a Mitachurl with a shield. All you need to do is find any spot that can have your characters do a plunging attack. As you do a plunging attack, or if you're in mid-air, the Mitachurls are going to grab something from the ground. That's when you can deal additional damage and not have to worry about these Mitachurls ever again. Even if you're in a tough situation, using this strategy will more likely turn the tables to give you an advantage as you plunge attack with good timing too. So the moment that you're in mid-air and the Mitachurls with the shields grab something from the ground, that's when you can plunge attack down to the ground, go behind, no diddy, and you just deal some additional damage. Number 12 on the list is blocking damage with your ult. This trick is going to be very helpful for any character you use in the game. So how this works is, the moment an enemy is about to unleash their fatal attacks or their normal attacks in general, you will time it and use your ult from half a second to 1 second before the enemies hit your character. If you still have trouble with a certain enemy you're fighting, learn their mechanics by doing a few test runs, and you'll then know when to use your ult to block the fatal hits that could potentially one-shot your characters on the field. So for an example, I'm gonna go to Azdaha real quick, and then you can see I'm gonna understand his attack patterns. I'm gonna know when his fatal hits are gonna come into play. And then when that fatal hit comes in, or no matter what, if it's like a normal hit or a fatal hit, I'm gonna use my ult half a second to 1 second early before it hits my, for an example, I'm gonna use my Dea, right? I'm gonna use my Dea, so before Azdaha hits my Dea, I'm gonna be 1 second or half a second early to use my ult, and it should nullify, block that hit. Meaning that your HP will not be drained, you won't get hit, you won't be attacked, you basically have spawn protection for just a split second, maybe 2 seconds. This also works for any other world boss that you do in Teyvat or in the game. Even if it's like elite bosses, let's say for this Magu Kenki, I'm gonna go to Inazuma, I'm gonna fight this Magu Kenki right here. So the moment he's about to unleash his cryo ability, I'm gonna use my Dea's ult half a second to 1 second early. And then boom, you can see my Dea's HP has not changed. It has not been drained, she's not been hit, and I can continue doing my attack patterns, set up my combos, and boom bada bing, he's done, deleted, destroyed, humiliated. Bro just got Uno reversed. Number 13 on the list, bypassing world boss cutscene animations. A lot of people are asking about this, and I have the answer on how to bypass these cutscene animations whenever you're fighting a world boss in your own world or in co-op with other players. All you need is a Claymore character and charge attack until the cutscene animations appear. If done correctly, the Claymore character you are using will then stop their charge attack, and you can move around freely in the entire match, or throughout the entire match. This trick should work on all platforms and should help you save time to get into positions with your attacks, heal your characters, and or heal other players in co-op. So here's a good example. I'm gonna go fight as Daha on my own, not in co-op, but just by myself, by just using my Dea. Okay, I'm sorry, you know I love using Dea. I'm a Dea main for those that don't know, but hey, now you know. Alright, so I'm using Dea. So the moment that the match starts, I'm gonna approach to his Daha. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sprint for a couple steps, and then right away I'm gonna hold my charge attack. And as you can see, you're gonna see that cutscene, but then it's gonna disappear, because as you're holding your charge attack and the cutscene is playing at the same time, it's going to disappear. So that's how you know that you've done it correctly. So what I just did, if you've done exactly what I did in this clip right here, then it shows that you have done it correctly. Now, we'll just do another example. Okay, as Daha is going to change to his Hydro, Cryo, or Pyro elemental damage phase. So when he does that last stomp, I'm going to be 1 second early, maybe half a second, but at least to a minimum 1 second early. I'm going to hold my charge attack until that cutscene appears again. And then as that cutscene plays and I'm holding my charge attack at the same time, it's gonna disappear and I can use my Dea to go around freely. So once again, another example, if you've done what I just did in this clip, then it shows that you have done it correctly. Number 14 on the list is encounter point system and how it works. The encounter point system has been introduced back in update 4.8, and I'll be teaching you how this actually works. I will also teach you on how you can save and use those points for the entirety of the updates in the future. So how it works is every 30 resin you use would equal 1 encounter point, which allows you to skip 1 daily commission and instantly get rewards from it. Using 60 resin equals 2 encounter points, 90 resin equals 3, and 120 equals to 4. Now that we're familiar with the amount of resin used for the encounter points, we'll now go over on how to use these encounter points for the entirety of each update. Alright, so the moment you log into the game, all you need to do is complete any 3 of the daily commissions per day. The reason I say this is that you will only use 1 encounter point each day, and that will help you save a lot of those points in the long run rather than using up to 4 encounter points per day. After completing 3 daily commissions, you will then use 30 of your resin. You can use 30, 40, or 50. As long as you're not going over 60, then you should be okay. You will then notice that the amount of encounter points you have now has decreased by 1. And that's what we need to do to save as many points as possible throughout the entire update. You can use up to 50 resin, and that will still be considered 1 encounter point. Remember, Each of these points will be consumed for every 30 resin you use per day. As long as you're under the 30 mark, those points will not be consumed. For an example, you can use 40 resin for 2 domains or for 2 leyline outcrops. It will still take 1 encounter point regardless. Fighting 1 elite boss for 40 resin, still 1 point. Having 3 attempts of half resin every week for wood bosses and fighting 1 per day, it's still 1. And that's all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Simple, easy, and a great way to save your points tremendously for each update. Last but not least on this list is number 15, bunny hopping. This little trick is a bonus for everyone across all platforms. I'm sure most of you have probably seen this already on other social media platforms, so I'll teach you all on how to do the bunny hopping if you haven't learned this yet. All you need to do is sprint for 1 second and then jump repeatedly. That's all you have to do. Very simple and easy. It will, however, consume more of your stamina than dashing normally. Please do not get mad at me for saying this, but if you're wondering which characters are able to do the bunny hopping, then here are the answers I'm going to give out. Male characters that are 5 feet and above are able to do this method with ease. Female characters that are 5'5" and above can also do this method as well. Female characters that are under 5'5" cannot do this method. We can test this out side by side and clearly see that it doesn't work due to the game mechanics. So from the left side we have, for an example, we'll use Lumine, and then on the other side we'll use another female character that's 5'5" or above. And you can clearly see the difference. You can see the gap, you can see the leap, you can see the distance, the difference. The amount of stamina being consumed is the same amount, but the distance between left and right, side by side, you can clearly see a difference. However, using any other male character, I don't know why, game mechanics reasons, just any male character that you use, they could just leap like really far. They can dash far. I just don't know why. And that is all for things you need to know in Genshin Impact 2025 and later. So if this video was helpful to you in any sort of way, feel free to drop a like and subscribe for more content like this. And if this video can get at least 1 like, that will be greatly appreciated. And also, feel free to share this to your friends and family so that they can learn and know about this too. Other than that, mite, kurite, arigato, Aki Breezy X out.